probably some noise. Okay, it's good. Ready to do the clap?
Yep.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Hunters Hub, the video game podcast born of the Monster Hunter community, which I forget to say a lot of the time, but hey, here we are. This is Fortuan, and joined just today by Sasha. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm a little tired. I've had a busy week, but I'm okay. How are you?
Good. Also busy. Like we were talking, I had a lot of paperwork to do and trying to get this house stuff done. But I have a hopefully hard date of July 7th that I can start seriously looking. So,
That's exciting. That's very exciting.
yeah, unfortunately, doing some research, my child support is likely to go up instead of down. So,
Mm, man.
um, so we'll see. The realtor I was talking to forgot who I was too. That was funny. I messaged them about a house, and they're like, "I'm sorry, who are you?" I was like, "We talked last week about this house." "Oh yeah, I just forgot to write your stuff down." I'm like, "Good thing I guess I was on it." Jeez.
Are they really that busy? Because I feel like you have a pretty unique name. Like I wouldn't forget talking to you.
Yeah, I talked to them on the phone and everything. It was a bit weird for me to be being like, "Yeah, no, we talked last week. I'm pretty sure because I saved this contact as realtor in my phone right after we talked. So I'm pretty sure it's
Huh.
you." Um, so yeah, that was a bit funny for me. Um, but yeah, so tonight we're going to be talking about some of the news we came across because we would normally be doing the quiz show, but Ace is out tonight. So we're going to flop those around. That's going to be next week, which I haven't done any of the questions for or any of the game picking because I was so busy. Um,
Well, I guess you're gonna be even busier.
I'm going to be doing it takes me a good couple days. So yeah, I'll be working on it this week mostly. Um, hopefully I'm not like before the episode like I've had to do once or twice doing it, but we'll see. I we'll get there. And then after that we're going to flip to because you're out on the 25th, which would have been the wild card. We're going to immediately go in the wild card after the quiz, and then we're going to do on the 25th the Monster Hunter stuff, which is 5 days before the release of Sunbreak. So I think that's a good hype episode because it'll be all right. So what's the news? What do we got? Because we're supposed to have another event in June before the release. Hopefully it happens before the time frame of us doing the podcast, but you never know. But yeah, we have other events to talk about tonight. So I guess I'll lead us off with the one of the ones I paid attention to, which is the Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet reveal. Well, another trailer, I should say. I don't think anything more came out than just the trailer. I didn't watch the event live. I caught it like it had ended, and then I started watching it. Like I literally tuned into the stream to like it being like copyright Nintendo 2022. Like I was like, oh, I guess I missed the trailer. So I just rewound it and watched it. And I guess that was it. Um, so there was a couple cool things that came out of this, and I think one of the more crazy thing, and one of the things that my daughters are like over the moon about, there is active co-op play in this. You can invite
Oh boy.
3 other people into your Pokemon world, and as a team, run around and catch Pokemon.
That that's a game changer. Wow.
Yeah, yeah, it's the now Cece was over the moon about it. She's like, I want to play Pokemon with you guys. Like, I was so excited. When's it coming out? It's like November. She's like, oh no. Like immediately she was just like, it's not tomorrow. It was like her expectation was like, this is coming out tomorrow. I'm getting this now. And I was like, no kid. This is we're talking November. Welcome to the video game hype train. It lasts a long time.
Now, is are Nintendo games notorious for pushing their release dates back? I,
Not
like,
really, no.
is okay, so November is probably pretty solid then.
Yeah, they're notorious for delaying games they announce too early, often. So like, I don't think Scarlet and Violet was really announced too early. Of course, that's a subjective opinion sometimes, but because people are like, change the formula, do more things, like that kind of thing. But um, like Metroid Prime 4 was announced in 2014, 2015. We've not seen more than a logo, and that was when it was announced. Like the only thing we've heard about Metroid Prime 4 is that it restarted development, I think, sometime in 2016, and like that's it. So they're notorious for doing stuff like that. Same with Breath of the Wild 2, keeps getting delayed, delayed, delayed. But we don't have a hard release date, and them keep pushing back the date. They're like, spring 2023, and then like summer of 2022. It's like, hey, we said spring last year. It's gonna be fall now. It's gonna, like they do that kind of stuff. But I think Breath of the Wild 2 has only been pushed back twice or maybe once. So they're not too bad about delaying and delaying and delaying. Unless you're talking something like Zelda or Metroid. Those two tend to get delayed.
Okay. Because I'm hearing co-op, and that ignites my interest in this a little bit more. I've been very lukewarm on these games just because
Sure.
I I don't have the time. I haven't played several of the games leading up to this. So,
There's not
but
many
the opportunity
because
opportunity to play with my brother and my husband, and maybe even taking it to work because I usually have clients that love Pokemon.
mm,
That'd be fun.
yeah. So that was a thing. And I have some speculation based on this too. So there was something.
Okay.
So they revealed a bunch of weird things in the trailer, like just characters, which is fine. They're getting a little more story heavy later in the game, starting with Sun and Moon. I feel is where they really picked that up. It's like they're trying to get more epic with their stories or whatever. Um, they revealed that there's two professors, but they also revealed sort of like this, not not like a mentor character, but like I don't know. I don't really know the context. They're just a named trainer that there've been a couple things like this where they're not really your rival, but they're just someone that you interact with often, another character. Um, they she turns around, looks at the camera, and says, "Oh, so you're their trainer." And they had just shown all three of the starters. And so here's my little tinfoil hat theory, because they said their trainer, which, talking with
This is gonna
Chauncey,
get a Pokemon Yellow treatment.
well, I don't remember playing Yellow because
Yellow, you got all of the starters from Red and Blue and
that's
your Pikachu.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking is you're getting all, because they said there. Now, the difference between there being gender neutral and plural in this context isn't a difference. It's the same wording.
Yeah.
So they may have just been saying gender neutral there about the Pokemon. Um, but I kind of think it might be plural. Like I kind of think you might get all three. Like some my conspiracy brain is firing off on that, the way they showed that one line in the trailer. Um, because what?
Well, that would be cool.
Yeah. So like, I wouldn't have to pick, right? Like I'm normally like the grass type guy when I pick a starter, even though I do bugs. Um, when I normally, like, if I do end up picking a starter, it's usually been grass type. But this time I was like, no, Fuecoco, I'm going fire. Like I'm doing the fire crocodile. Like I can't help it. But um if it's all three, then we're good. Like I don't have to worry. Like I'm not betraying my grass starting roots, and I actually really like the duck too. I like all three. So
Yeah, I don't really love the duck, but which kind of makes me sad because I usually pick water.
what's wrong
But
with the
if
duck?
there's, I don't know, he's just
Dorky looking.
yes, and I feel like the last time that I got attacked by birds in that game, like repeatedly, they were like those wingle things, and
Mm-hmm.
like they're just not, they're nothing to write home about.
Sure. Pelipper.
And I mean, honestly, would you rather fight a duck or a crocodile? I'd rather fight a duck, is all I'm saying. So, like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
thinking about what's going to be more fearsome in the long run.
Sure. Have I told you about my friend who killed a Canadian goose?
No, but those are fearsome beasts. I will say that.
So he works, he works in the same industry that I started in, IT, big business stuff, offices, that kind of thing. And they had like a pond, like a really nice pond next to their building. And this is where he worked for BMW. But he worked for their financial institute that does all the loans and stuff for the cars. Um, he had like a steak knife in his hand because he had something. He brought some food to work and he was taking out his dishes to the car or whatever, going out to his car, and this goose had decided it was going to be protective of his car, and he was just trying to get in his car. So this goose starts trying to attack him. So he's like, okay, I got to do something here. So he also had an umbrella because it wasn't like super. It was like rainy that day too. So he opens up his umbrella and sort of like batting it off like a shield, like using the umbrella like a shield. So he's like, like get away, and then like the goose kept coming at him, like it wasn't like the umbrella wasn't working. So he decides he's going to scare it off with a knife and just sort of like slash at it, and he ends up slitting the thing's throat and hitting the artery.
Oh no.
So the poor thing starts screaming and flopping around and sprays blood all over him, all over his car, all over his coworker's car, all over the parking lot. And he has to go in and tell his boss, like, hey, I need to go home and change because like he is just covered in goose blood. Like, and he reverently went and buried it in the woods or something, like put it out in the woods after it calmed down and stuff. But it was just like like he was just trying to scare it, and it went way wrong for him. So to that, I say birds can be scary, even though.
Oh, I mean, I get it. There was a at my old office, I had a corner office
Mhm.
that had like landscaping that rode all the way up to the top. So whenever people would be cleaning the windows from the outside, doing any kind of lawn work, you'd see like their legs,
Mhm.
and they'd be taller than the windows. So I was in there one day, and I just happened to catch something in my peripheral and look over, and there's a big ass turkey standing there, and it scared me. I shouted so loud, and everybody came running in, like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess it's just this turkey." And then the turkey ended up hanging out in our parking lot pretty much all through like the fall season.
Huh.
Um, and he was not friendly to people, and I would get anxious every time it was time to leave because if I had seen him that day, I'm like, great, my whole day is going to be ruined by this turkey. I just worked all day and I'm going to get attacked by a turkey when I walk out to my car. And I was deliberately parking away from the wooded area, and I would take this long roundabout route so that I could avoid the turkey.
Oh no. Oh man, that's. I'm sorry. That's funny.
Yeah, they all thought it was funny at work too. And he like a different turkey showed up a couple weeks before I had quit, and they're like, he's back. He knows you're leaving. He's just here to say goodbye to you. Like, I don't want to formally say goodbye to the turkey.
Now, is this the job you just left where this happened, or
Yes.
okay, all
Yes.
right, that's funny. So that happened recently that he was coming back.
Yes. I don't know if it was the same turkey or not.
Yeah,
But
it's very hard to tell without a tag or something.
yeah. And thankfully we never got closely acquainted, so I really couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Yeah, yeah. Oh man, that's funny. Um, so I'm excited for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet because they're showing that it to be a lot like Arceus, which is what really got me excited to play Pokemon again. Just the fact that it's a little more freeform. You can just catch Pokemon. You don't even have to go into a battle and stuff.
The co-op thing makes sense then.
Yeah, and the co-op thing happening, which honestly, people have been asking that in Pokemon since it came out. Like I understand some people just want to battle and stuff, but some people they're just like, no, I just want to chill in a really cool world with my friend and catch Pokemon together and that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know if you tag team battle with people, but when they showed people in the world, they were showing running through different terrains. So it's just like, hey, come in my lobby and we're just gonna play in my world kind of deal. Um, like Minecraft style, without destroying buildings and creating them. um, just catching Pokemon.
I mean, I think that's cool. I think it would be a shame for them not to explore their battle system a little bit. They made all those different types of like dual battles, triple battles.
Yeah,
Like, why not add
they
that layer?
they added in new types of moves too in Arceus. I don't know if you saw that, but they added in strong and agile style moves. So you could have like a move like flamethrower, and if you did it agile, it would do like 70% damage, but it would be like quicker. And then strong style would actually have it would be slower, but we're not talking like me go before you in the battle slower. It's like you could potentially have to go once and then they get to go twice and then you get to attack. So speed was actually like affecting like how many times you got to attack at sometimes too. So
So speed actually matters.
yeah, a lot, like a lot. um, but if you had a strong style move and you were just strong enough, it didn't matter because it's like, okay, get your one attack before I do my one strong style, because it doesn't assume the speed until you do the attack. So even if you have a slow Pokemon and it just goes second, it's like, okay, so you didn't one shot me, I'm one shotting you. Like is kind of the deal. Is the way that one can go. But if you liked faster things, you'd be like, okay, so I go, he goes, I survived it. Now I get to attack 2 or 3 times, and then like if you really leaned into the speed. So it's a cool mechanic. I don't know if it's coming back in Scarlet and Violet, but it was in Arceus, so we could see it again. I hope. I wasn't big fan of the strong and agile style stuff, but it's something different. It adds another layer to the battle system that wasn't there.
I feel like it makes it a little bit more like the anime
Sure.
because like listening to it, like Ash has a Lycanroc in I think it's Master Journeys, and then he fights somebody who also has a Lycanroc, and his Lycanroc is totally different, and it's pretty clear one of them is a strong and one of them is an agile
Oh yeah.
Lycanroc. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So I'm really digging the Pokemon stuff. When I heard they were doing the uh the video or whatever, I specifically tried to tune in. I missed it because I had to do work stuff, but I did watch it later on. So yeah, that's it for Pokemon. Honestly, like those two things were really the big thing. They showed off a lot of older Pokemon that are coming back, like Talonflame, which is like the Firebird. Like there's all the generic bird types, like Pidgey. and stuff like that, where they're just like everywhere. It was actually kind of interesting when the generic bird that's just everywhere is also a fire type. So it kind of made it like a little more interesting. So I'm glad to see Talonflame come back, but that's about it. I mean, like, I saw other Pokemon there too, but they're all just some of them I don't even know anymore. I know they're old, but I don't think they showed anything new as far as like new Pokemon species other than the starters. So I hope there's more than just those, though. That'd be kind of disappointing.
I'm sure there's gonna be new ones.
I mean, yeah,
I feel like even now, like new episodes have released of Master Journeys, and I'm like, what is this Pokemon? What is this? I am that far behind that I don't even recognize the most recent generation of Pokemon. But then I'll look them up and yep, oh okay, that if I would have just played the last 2 or 3 games, I would know exactly who that is.
right.
So I feel like if you're looking for clues and what's coming next, I check that out because it seems to be aligning pretty closely with the direction that the games are going.
Hmm. Okay. I'm not too worried. I just kind of hope. You see a lot of older things come in. We have the same problem with Monster Hunter. There's an over reliance on the old stuff. I feel, and I want to see new stuff. Like I just don't want them to be all new. Although that is my that is like my one Pokemon wish is that they just made a game. No Pokemon are old. None of them are there. It's an isolated place. There's only new Pokemon.
See, I feel like I'm the opposite because I'm like the kind of person that like if I spent a couple $100 on tickets for me and my husband to go see like My Chemical Romance, I'd be so upset if they just played a bunch of new music and didn't play any of their old stuff. I would be so upset. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
can we get what I came here for?
right, right. Meanwhile, they're like, we're artists. We're growing. We want to do more. Yeah.
That's great. That's what Spotify is for.
Yeah, I might be a little bit of an outlier on that because most of the bands I like, people are like, yeah, I really love their first CD, and I'm like, cool. I'm like on their seventh, and it's like my favorite right now. It's like the Killers. I feel that way about them. Like a lot of people like Hot Fuss. That's like the one. I'm like, yeah, but um, don't get me wrong. Mr. Brightside is amazing, and I love it, and it's one of my favorite songs of theirs. But have you heard Imploding the Mirage? And they're like, no, and I'm like, it's good. Like
I'll have to check that out. I do like their second album.
same sound.
I actually think a little bit more than
Yeah, yeah,
Hot Fuzz.
yeah. I mean, yeah. There's a lot of really good stuff. Did you end up watching? There was a what was it called? It's not Holiday. Love Hard. It's one of the it's a one of those stupid romantic movies on Netflix. Um,
No, wait. I did watch Holiday. I did
okay.
not watch Love Hard.
So Love Hard has sort of like it's a I actually really like it, but it's like a dating app thing gone wrong ish. So like the guy lies about his like what he looks like. He sort of catfishes this girl, and she lives like out in California, and he's like in Maine or something. So like literally across the country, and for Christmas, she doesn't have anywhere to go and anything to be like anything to do. So she just surprises him and shows up at his place for like Christmas holiday.
Oh,
So it's weird all around, right? Um, so it's a funny movie about like he's like this really nerdy, I think he's Korean descent guy, that ends up like not but his like the guy he like made himself look like is literally like his best friend from high school that still lives in the town. It's a funny it's a funny movie, but they do a like one of the sad parts of the movie. They do a sort of like this woman sings this acoustic rendition of one of the Killer songs. It's oh crap, I can't remember what it's called. I don't have my phone with me either. Crap. What was it? But it's on Sam's Town.
is it Read My Mind?
Yes, it is. Read My Mind. Uh, I was just gonna Google it. Yeah. So Read My Mind in this acoustic, like slow version of it, and I was like, that is cool. I really like this.
I feel like I may have accidentally heard that because I recently heard an acoustic version of that randomly in one of my Spotify playlists.
Yeah, I think it
So
probably got a
I've
single
probably heard it.
release based on how much people liked that. Like I'm pretty sure. Kind of like that weird Adam Sandler movie where they had a mix up between Under Pressure and Crashing Cars song. Like they had a weird mix between not Under Pressure, sorry. I don't know. I'm very bad at music titles. I don't know why I'm trying to talk about this, but like there was a mix up but they did a mix between two songs. Every Breath You Take and If I Lay Here, which is about crashing cars.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's the song Crashing Cars.
Yeah. So, yeah.
The Grey's Anatomy song?
Yeah, which they played that on a movie and I'll go a little real here. So like the crashing car song was like my ex-wife's and I's song. Like that was our like relationship song kind of deal. So they played that on that movie and I was watching this post divorce and I was just like, "Oh, that's rough." I was like, Adam Sandler movie, you're not supposed to make me cry. You're Adam Sandler for Pete's sake. Oh man. But yeah. So Pokemon was the first one. So what were the ones on your list? I know we overlapped some, but
So I have my big one that I got excited about is Dragon Age Dreadwolf.
Okay.
Which is going to be Dragon Age 4. So the last that we have heard about that was in 2018 when they tweeted The Dreadwolf Rises, which prompted my one true pairing run through of Inquisition where I played as female elf Inquisitor so that I could romance Solas, who is the Dreadwolf. The voiceover on the trailer opens with Varric, who's one of your party members from Dragon Age 2, Dragon Age 3, and it seems to be pretty confirmed he will be your party member in Dragon Age 4.
Is he the
very
beardless
excited
dwarf?
about. Yes, with Bianca the crossbow.
Yeah.
Don't you hate on him? I love Varric.
I'm not saying that I don't like him. He was interesting in the little bit that I got to interact with him on 3 before I put it down for it being very hard to play for me. But it's very odd seeing a beardless dwarf. I'm just saying that.
Well, he's the surface dwarf. That's a whole thing. And
I'm glad they have a reason for that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a surface dwarf, and I don't think he's ever been underground. He was born on the surface, and he's from the merchant class. So he's of the bourgeois of the dwarves. And he fancy. That's why he's got, I don't even think he has chest hair. It's
just a big swimmer dwarf.
Well, either way, he's hilarious, and he's one of my very favorite party members. I wish that he wasn't a rogue because I don't get to actually play with him because rogues always die in Inquisition and Dragon Age 2, and I'm sure that's going to be the case in Dragon Age 4. They said that there's going to be demons, dragons, darkspawn, and the Dreadwolf.
Okay.
So, pretty much everything that you've ever fought before, plus Solas. They're giving Solas this kind of Loki vibe, that he's like a trickster god, and he seems to be, so they're slow revealing that the things that were happening in Dragon Age 3 were caused by Solas, because he's trying to restore something that he destroyed in like this way back in the ancient elven day, because he's an elven god.
Okay.
So, it's not coming out this year. Not a surprise.
Yeah.
But I think it's coming out next year. I'm really excited about this. I'm excited to have more information about this game. Graphics wise, it looks beautiful. Um, seems like they haven't announced what it's going to release on, but looking at the graphics from some of the it looked like it was going to be as you walk into a city and it pans and shows you everything the first time, that this is not going to be a PS4 Xbox like OG Series X. I think it's going to be a next gen game.
Probably, yeah. So we're looking at probably PC, but also PS5 and series.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I have to get it together. Watch me end up getting a PS5 because that'll be what's available to me first.
I've seen a lot more series than I've seen PS5s, but um, that's different depending on the area where you're at. So, although you and I aren't too far apart, I mean, it's a whole state, but it's not that far.
It takes me I can say that when I was a kid, we took field trips to COSI, which was in Toledo. So that's about 45 minutes, I think, was the drive.
Wow. So you're a lot closer to there than I am because that is a 5 hour drive for me to Toledo.
Ooh, ooh.
Because I'm in the southern portion of the state. So
Yeah, it takes a bit to get there, especially with your speed limit being 60.
in a lot of places, sure, but if you're on a freeway, it's 70. I mean 35. It's where I take the girls back and to there. It's 70 the whole way. Well, up until I hit Chillicothe, then it's 55. Like they really tone it down. So
Oh yeah, we have a 55 freeway around here too. That's a recommendation.
yeah,
You're going to get hit if you're going 55.
yeah. There's so going so where I live southwest of town, and there's like literally three different paths I can take to get into town, and one of them is 23, which is a straight shot north, to sort of like the very southern tip of Chillicothe, and it kind of wraps around the east side. Um, that one is 55, but people drive like 70 on it. Like they're just like woo when you're going, and I
Yep.
try to obey the speed limit because I've been pulled over there before. So, but I don't know how they don't get caught. Like I don't like I'm just going 60. I go 5 over, and I stay on that. Like I am like on glue the 5 over because they won't pull me over there. But like people will just blaze by you. Um, because it's a popular road. Because some people, I don't know how they do it, but some people who like work, or they either work in Columbus and live in Portsmouth, or live in Columbus and work in Portsmouth, and that's like center of the state to bottomest part of the state. So it's like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hour drive. I don't know,
Ooh.
but there is definitely a rush hour of like about that time of people traveling between those two cities on 23.
I
Is,
get that. I used to work in Lansing and that it was like hour and a half drive.
mm-hmm.
So my rule was just don't be the fastest person on the road.
Fair enough. Fair.
Yep.
Yeah. Just be part of the crowd.
Yeah. Among friends.
Herd tactics. They can only catch one
Yeah.
of us.
Actually, that is a common thing in Michigan. If you're ever driving to Michigan, is you want to be like the third or fourth fastest car on the road because they generally will have one cop marking cars
Mm-hmm.
on your speed and then radioing ahead, and there will be two or three cops
Mm.
pulling people over.
Wow.
So
Okay. All right.
yeah,
It's a good tip. I think they do that, but it's like one or two up ahead. So
yeah, they don't do it often, but that like end of the month type of thing.
yeah, yeah, where they're trying to make some budget or something quotas.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Oh boy. So back to Dragon Age. I'm
Yes.
excited to hear if we still get that supposed remaster before this comes out because I do want to play one and I want it to work. Like
Mm.
I do want to play one. And also I was going to ask you this, but I guess you did say specifically the Dreadwolf is a specific character, but didn't the main character of 2 didn't they also call him something Wolf?
No, that's Hawk.
Hawk.
So, yep. And I can tell you that I, I'll have to check and see what choices I made with my one true pairing run through. But I'm pretty sure I left Hawk in the Fade,
Mm.
so
I'd
he's
have to look.
dead.
The only one I have finished and the only one I will not replay if we do get a remaster is probably 2 because I played the crap out of 2, finished it, did everything.
Yeah. Two. I mean, I played a ton of two as well, and I think that for people who really enjoy talking to your party members,
Mm-hmm.
like getting a lot of lore and the romance aspect, go ahead and play two. But other than that, just do a choice generator for three.
Okay. All right, I can handle that. But 1, I liked its gameplay a lot. Like once I actually got into it, and then it crashed, and I was like, well, butts. I just I had
Yeah, that sucks because oh man, I put a lot of hours in Origins. That was
yeah.
a really great game.
I don't disagree now. Like I did at first, but I don't disagree now. Like it was really good when I played it on PC. Playing it on PS3 back in the day did not feel fun, but I barely remember it.
I I mean, I played most of mine on a 360 and
It's fair.
got used to it. Invest in 6 abilities because that's about all you can look at preloaded.
True. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting a little more back into the PC gaming stuff while I'm waiting for Sunbreak. So, although I don't feel I'm in that gaming rut that I've been talking about. I feel like between Old World and some other things I've been playing, like with the kids, because I have them a lot more recently. Like I only had a 3-day period where I didn't see them this week, which usually it's more like 4 or 5. Yeah, we've been playing Life. They wanted to play Diablo today because Emery saw me playing Diablo Immortal on my phone. Um, so she was like, "I want to play Diablo. Can I be the Necromancer?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And so we played that today, and Chance joined in. So we all made new characters, and both the girls are Necromancers, and they're just like throwing skeletons everywhere, and it's just funny.
So is Immortal a mobile game?
Yes, it is.
And I thought you felt some kind of way about mobile games.
I do. However, we'll get there. Let's finish Dragon Age first. We'll get there because
Well, I mean, Dragon Age, there's not much else to say. I watched the trailer 3 times, just kind of like really excited and like trying to find little clues to see if I could pull anything out. And
okay.
not really a whole lot other than it really seems like Varric will be your party member. You will be a new character. So it's
Okay.
not going to be. Uh, he specifically says no magic hand, which refers to Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
No ancient prophecy, which refers to your first character
Yeah.
origins, and then well, I left Hawk in the Fade, and some people maybe let him live, but I feel like
I don't
the
remember.
canon the canon storyline that they're going to do is that Hawk is going to survive because your choice in Inquisition is your origins. One of your origins party members potentially, so Alistair, or it
Mm-hmm.
could be just this random Grey Warden or Hawk to leave them in the Fade. And I wasn't going to leave Alistair in the Fade. No way.
Gotcha. Okay.
So So I left Hawk in the Fade. It seems like Hawk's not really going to be super important, and I wonder if they're just trying to like make Dragon Age 2 the redheaded stepchild of the series and
Oh,
pretend like it
sure.
didn't happen. other
Yeah.
than like making Varric the one that we want to remember from that series and not Hawk.
Mm-hmm. I could see that happening. I mean, that's not unusual. There are redheaded stepchilds of several game series. I mean, with I talk about Doom a lot. With Doom Eternal coming out, they completely ignore the existence of Doom 3. It just does like they're like,
Mm-hmm.
here's Doom 1, here's Doom 2, and here's Doom 64, which no one thought was canon, and it moves directly into Doom 2016, which we're tying in, and then Doom Eternal. Like, people are like, what happened to Doom 3? It's like, no, Doom 3 is literally just a remake of 1. So
We don't talk about that.
no, we don't talk about John Carmack's thought experiment with Doom 3, which was literally Doom 1 again. Like, I don't really like when a remake is literally just the same game. Like do something new with it. That being said, we are going to talk about a remake that is going to be the same game. So,
Yes, and the first thing that I said when I heard the news was, "Can they just like make a new game though? How about just make a new one?"
they had we'll get there. We'll get there. Keep listening. We'll get there. um so so yeah, so I do have a problem with mobile games, specifically their pay models. I don't like playing on my phone. I don't like a small screen, and for the love of all of video games, I hate how things control on a phone. Like, I really do not like having my thumb rest on the screen, which will be blocking my sight of view to press buttons on the phone screen. Like, it doesn't feel good to me. Um, However, I did pick up Diablo Immortal, and I did pay $5 for this season pass or whatever. They actually, it's not season pass. What is it? What do they call those? Fortnite has them. No, it's not called a season pass, but it's like the season timeline thing. Um,
I don't know. I don't play that game, but I get what you're saying. So basically, you did your paid for a chunk of time, and
Yeah, so like they're battle pass. Battle pass is what they're called.
okay,
So you level up, like you do tasks and you level up things like pseudo achievements, and you level up your battle pass and it gets you rewards. This is like something that Fortnite I don't think started but very much popularized. Overwatch does this too. Basically, you're leveling up your battle pass level for a season. Call of Duty does it now too. Um, and you have like the free tier, which you get like something every level or maybe every other level. And then you have like the paid tier, which is like for this season, if you pay X amount of dollars, you'll get extra bonuses, and they're usually like way better. Like, first time, it's like you get these super awesome ghost flame weapons that look like they're on fire all the time. I'm like, you know what? It's free. I can spare $5 for this game. I don't think it's going to be a problem to have $5. Now, I will say the thing that pushed me over the edge of getting it on the phone is the fact that the phone is literally like when I don't have an opportunity to bring my Switch somewhere. I do have some games on my phone, but they're like super simple ones like Brick Breaker or something like that, where I shoot a ball and it just bounces around a bunch of times. Like, but I got the Diablo one because there's a PC version of this game that has a cross save as long as you link your battle.net account with the mobile. So I'm playing on PC more than the phone. Now, I was playing on
yeah,
my phone because my girls were out in the living room with me this morning. But
I saw that the PC requirements are pretty low, so it's
yeah,
sounds like that game's very accessible then to everyone.
it is. And it is very much in the vein of Diablo 3. Like, it feels like a very mobile version of Diablo 3. It is a lot more focused on maybe the rifts and the bounties and sort of like the adventure mode portion of Diablo 3 than the story mode. There is a story mode, but they have these weird like I'm at this weird part, and supposedly this is all canon too that's happening in this game. Like, this is stuff that supposedly officially happened. So you get to interact with Deckard Cain again before he dies. You get to interact with, and they're actually tying a lot of 3 characters to 2 characters that weren't like really tied together before. Like you'll see the Rogue Encampment, the Sisterhood of the Sightless Eye, a lot in this game, which was from 2, and they're interacting with people from 3, and you're like, oh, okay, you're in like some locations from 3, like Chaldeum, um, that kind of stuff. Like it's interesting in that aspect. The battle feels just like any other Diablo game, except you have less skills to work with. Um, you basically have a basic attack and then 4 special attacks, and that's it. Um,
So it's kind of like just playing on a console.
kind of, yeah. Um, you had access, I believe, to 6 skills in Diablo 3. I just played it today. So yeah, it's 6 skills. On top of your basic attack skill. Because it's all 4 buttons and then ZL and ZR on the Switch. So yeah, so it's 6 skills. So 5 including. So you're 1 less. But the way they do it on the phone is like there's this big center button is your basic attack, and then there's 4 buttons on the outside of it that aren't too hard to do, that are your special attacks. The only problem is the interact is a button. It's on like a third radial around, and it's only the one button to do interact and stuff. But every time I try to push it, I end up pushing my like I'm playing the barbarian only right now, and it'll use like the hammer of the ancients instead of me grabbing something. So it's like, hey, pick up this item or talk to this person. I just hammer the ancients of them. Like, I'm glad you can't kill NPCs in Diablo games, because boy, I would have killed so many on that miss button click already. Just smash them with a hammer. Like like oops. I didn't want to do that. But yeah, it's fun. They give you awards for playing with people and guilds and war bands and that kind of stuff. And some of my old high school friends are playing this game, so I actually linked up with them last night, and we ran a couple dungeons. It's fairly simple compared to most Diablo games. But to be honest, it's just a simplified version of 3. Just I would say a streamlined, not even simplified. Simplified in the fact of number of skills you do, but like it doesn't feel that much different from 3, but it feels different because it is a new game. You're doing new content. And as someone who loves the Diablo series a lot, this is probably the only time I've been like, okay, I'm okay with this being a mobile game. Like, I think they did. The problem is when they first sold this game, they did not like when they announced this game. I mean, you've heard about that. Like, don't you guys have phones? And that whole snafu that was the reveal of this game. Yeah, it's a lot better than I expected it to be, which, to be honest, I didn't have a very high expectation because it's a mobile game. But there's still mobile game aspects to it that I'm not really fond of, like daily logins. There's like a first monster kill of the day bonus, stuff like that. So they want you playing like every day kind of thing. You dealt with that with Gems of War. This is like, come on in, do this every day, interact. And it's just like, maybe I don't want to do this every day. I mean, I probably will, but maybe I don't. So like, don't push it that hard.
Turn off push notifications.
Oh, it's not push notifying my phone. It doesn't. I don't even think it has any. Because I played it the first day it was out. It actually released a day early, and I actually played it on the day early. And then the day it actually launched, I didn't play it at all. No notifications, anything. I logged back in the day after, which was yesterday, and it's just like, yeah, cool. Here's your second daily reward login. I'm like, I know I missed a day, so this is cool. So it's a lot nicer on that aspect. But you do like when you do rifts, you can add like these modifiers to the rifts, which is kind of a thing that other games have taken from Diablo. It's like, hey, here's this this mechanic in Diablo 3 where you get to go through these rifts of randomized dungeons and you get loot and stuff. And then like other games have taken that idea and said, here's some modifiers to make it more interesting. Wolcen does it. Path of Exile has a similar-ish system. There's a lot of games that have sort of built on that and done something to it. And Diablo Immortal does the same thing, But the problem is, um, it's a currency that you buy to do the modifications. So you get them through play, but that's like the paid thing is to get the better loot. So there was an article that came out, and I commend them on their title because it does feel this way. It's like it's the best free to play game or something like that that almost doesn't ask you for money. Like there's that one thing that is just like there's where they're trying to get their money. You can see it right there, and it's pretty glaring. Like, and people are going to do it, and then they're going to buy the cosmetics, and then like I'm okay with the $5 battle pass for like once a month, $5. Like, I mean, we did WoW subscriptions for $15 a month,
Yes, we did.
so $5 doesn't feel like a lot.
How are the ads? Are there ads?
Nope, I have not seen an ad at all.
Okay. So that's generally what puts me off of most gaming on my phone
Oh yeah, yeah,
is push notifications, ads, where I'm like, okay, I get it. I get it. You really want me to play League of Legends or whatever. But I think after like the 15th time, if I was interested, I'd have clicked that link. Let's sell me a new game.
yeah, yeah. So I haven't seen any ads. Now, granted, this has been mixed between both phone and PC. I played pretty much exclusively on the phone so far today because I haven't had a lot of time at the computer. Like my time at the computer, I was like, why isn't it turning on? Usually my computer's asleep, so I was hitting a bunch of buttons. Like right at 8 o'clock, I had to do a Flesh and Blood match for my Commander League I was in, and I was like, oh, I haven't even turned it on yet today. Holy cow! So I turned on the computer, did the Flesh and Blood match, and that ended like literally 10 minutes before we started recording. So that's part of the reason why I was running behind because it was like it was fun playing with the guy. Don't get me wrong, but like he was a talker, and I was just like, yeah, let's get playing. It was like 15 minutes into 8, and I was like, I got stuff to prepare. Like I need to. I gotta, get my thoughts organized for the podcast, and I didn't tell him that. I just kind of let him talk, but I was just like, okay, so can we roll now? Can we play? Cool. He beat me 2-0 though, so I was just like, yeah, whatever. I've not won a match yet in this league, and it's week 3, so I'm not really beat up about it. It was just like, yep, let's get going, get moving. But yeah, I've had some fun playing it. I'm not like the fact that it is a mobile game and you can sort of see that and sort of feel that too. Regardless of it being new content and me enjoying it, there's still a very real difference to me in the game. Like I am not itching to play this like once we get off here from recording today. Like I'm not going to be like I may end up being that might be what I end up playing, but I'm not like, "Ooh, I'm excited to go play some more." I'm like this will pass the time kind of thing. Like it will not I'm not super excited to play this. I'm not, over the moon. I'm not like what can I do? Um I thought I was super excited to play Old World, but then like I said, it just cheated. It just I had a final straw. I was like, how is everyone beating me in this game all the time? And then I started playing more aggressive. And then the moment I started playing more aggressive, it's like, oh, here's Rome. And they have like 17 units, and you've been building units all game, and you only have 7. So good luck. And I'm like, yes, this is why I suck at RTSs. I just don't understand. I don't understand how this works.
Yeah, I'm also terrible at them for that exact reason. Why I don't play them? Like how did I get myself in this position? Why am I doing this to myself? Let's play something fun.
Right. Now, I think the game's fun. I just didn't. It was no longer fun once Rome took one of my cities. It was like, okay, this isn't nice. Rome, why did you do? And it was even like it was one of those random events I was so excited to talk about last time. It was just like, hey, there's this war going between Rome and Persia. pick a side. And I'm like, I'm not involved. Why do I have to pick a side? And there's literally two options: pick Rome or pick Persia. And like literally, they're both my neighbors. Like I'm the country between the two, and they sort of like there's like me, and then Rome's up here, and Persia's like down here, and they like connect to each other to my western front. But I'm still in between the two. Like they make a C, and I'm like, I don't want to be involved. Like I'm trying to fight this war with this village tribe to the east already. Like this is what I can handle. Like they have like half my units, and I'm still pretty stretched. Like mentally on this, I can't do this. And nope, I had to pick one, so I picked Rome, and I got Egypt to join the fight by giving them one of my cities. So I lost two cities in this exchange. So I was like, Egypt, come help, because Egypt sandwiches Rome between like Rome's between me and Egypt. And I was like, Egypt, you can do this. You're my buddy, right? They didn't do anything. Or if they did, it was like off screen and I didn't see it. So I just
they laughed at you with Rome. They were like, we took one of his cities too.
Yeah, so I uninstalled the game. Take that, game. You can't even be played anymore. So I didn't like hate and uninstall it, but I did come to a point where I was like, this isn't for me. So I just quietly closed the game, uninstalled it, and went back to playing Slay the Spire that night. So
like I said, just play something fun.
Yeah, exactly. It did make me want to play. I don't know if I told you about this one, but there's a Viking one that I really like. Not Midgard. Goodness gracious, why am I so terrible with names today? I have it downloaded, so I'm just going to pull this up, and people are going to see my GOG for a second. It is installed, so I can just find it right away. I think Northgard. You play as different Viking tribes against each other, and this game is like these RTS games. It is an RTS, but it's slow, and I can handle that, and I can build the units and fight things in it, and I can actually do pretty well, because it's you don't just like take over an area and slowly grow. You have to purposely grow, and you're never allowed to grow out. You're never allowed to take things over outside of your area. Your area always has to grow from where you're at. So you won't get like a bunch of units from Timbuktu attacking you out of nowhere. It's not possible, because they can't traverse that much land without running into stuff. So you literally can only fight your neighbors. And that's why I do better in this game. And it has really fun things. Like you get to be the tribe of the squirrel. I don't know what they do, but I know that's one of the DLCs I have. I get to be the tribe of the squirrel. I don't know. But they got really cool things where like they change up the whole gameplay based on which Viking tribe you are. It's actually really cool. Anyways, all of that talking over Diablo Immortal. It's fun. I like Diablo. So, and that basically the fact that it's Diablo is the only reason why I would have played this. So, and it's the only thing that's probably going to keep me playing it until I quote unquote finish the story. And that probably will be the bare minimum I do. I don't really see myself sticking and doing every class like I did with Diablo 3. Just a fun curiosity for a little while.
Could you Bluetooth a controller to your phone?
Possibly. I wouldn't know what to do with the phone then, because it literally is just a phone. So like I would have to prop it up on something and then do a controller.
I think, as I say, I feel like people who seriously invest in mobile games, that they sell controllers that let you like dock your phone on it.
Yep. I don't think I'm going to do that. I don't think I'm going to sink any more money than the $5.
You say that, but you've also spent a lot of time playing Diablo.
It's true. It's very true. I mean, I went back to Diablo 3 today because Emery wanted to. Now, I only played with them today. I haven't played any more of it, but I also haven't had any free time to myself, so yet. Yeah, I've been with them all day. All day. So, Uh, I only have the ones that we share left after Diablo Immortal. So what's one of the ones you don't
Um,
have?
all right. So the quick one is Blizzard. Blizzard update.
Mm-hmm.
So the parents of Carrie Moynihan, who was the employee that completed suicide, and her parents were suing Blizzard for wrongful death.
Mm-hmm.
They, at 3 months after they filed their suit, they have quietly dropped it. And they have dropped this case with prejudice, which means that Blizzard cannot be sued in the future for her death.
That sound yeah, and like when you brought this up to me, it sounds like there was a deal made behind closed doors.
100%. And this non-disclosure agreement was signed
Yep.
because both parties have responded with no comment about it.
Yeah. That I don't know how to feel about that because obviously, they could have kept fighting for what happened. Um,
I'm, I don't know if the state is a caps on damages state, but I wonder if it actually would end up just working out better for them in the long run, doing a quiet deal.
right. I would say what I wanted to get at with that is, I don't know. Obviously, being an outside party to what went on, I hope that it is something that the family is satisfied with because I think they could have not taken a deal of or such and kept pursuing this. Uh,
If they could afford it. I mean,
sure,
Blizzard
yes,
is such a juggernaut that I feel like lawyers could just drag this out until you have nothing left
that's
before it
true.
even makes it.
Well,
And
my
then
hope
do you
is that
want the
they
trauma of reliving that, like the details of that? And
no. I mean, that's the whole reason why cases like this of abuse um don't get tried in the first place because people don't want to deal with it. They don't want to relive it. They don't want to. So you know, uh, and it tears people apart. I mean, it's obviously a movie, but it's based on the true story, and I don't remember the name of the movie at all. But some movie about this guy who invented the windshield wiper, who fought with the auto companies who stole his idea for decades, lost his family and stuff, and he was like, you know, going mad because they obviously stole his whole thing, his whole livelihood, his whole idea, and he wasn't going to let them get away with it. And it's supposed to be this inspirational story. I believe it's played by Kevin Costner, not Kevin Costner, the bad one. No one likes him anymore. He was in Seven.
Kevin Spacey,
Kevin Spacey. Yeah. I
the
do
bad Kevin.
the bad Kevin. I believe it's played by Kevin Spacey. I could be wrong. The movie that I saw, but yeah, it's like even about something like windshield wipers against the auto companies is like like destroying for people to go through with basically the long fight. Um, and I assume it is very traumatic to have someone steal your idea. Uh, I won't, I don't think it's easily comparable to the level of sexual harassment and assault that this woman went through. And then ultimately, you know, what it ended with for her and her family to have to deal with that constantly doing this fight. It is a tough battle, and I don't really I'm not going to say that they had like it's up to them what happened, and I hope that whatever was settled was to their somewhat satisfaction, hopefully. Like I don't it feels pointless fighting these giant companies because of stuff like this.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like this might, if they did get a decent settlement, I think this is probably the best route for them.
Yeah.
It
Unfortunately.
lasted 3 months instead of this could go because it's not about money for them, it's about their reputation and
Yeah.
like how much bad press that they're getting.
Right. Well, it is still about money, but it's a long-term money versus today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is weird because so many businesses act on the short term and not the long term, but for some reason legally they always act on the long term. It feels like it's just weird. It's like
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's highly unfortunate that any of this happened to begin with. And I don't even know if unfortunate's the right word. It's sad that this happened. And that's why I didn't want to talk about it all the time because it's just like I just want to
Yeah.
enjoy their games and forget they're bad people. But obviously, that's not as being a responsible consumer. But I don't know how that changes. I don't know. I don't know
Well,
what to think about it.
well, there's that. And then the other thing I have that you didn't have was that EA has partnered with Middle Earth Enterprises and
Mm-hmm.
they're going to do a mobile Lord of the Rings game. It's going to be called Lord of the Rings Heroes of Middle Earth. It is, I think, going to be similar to EA has another mobile game. I think it's a Marvel one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm imagining it's going to be very similar to that. They're describing it as a collectible RPG with strategic, social, competitive gameplay.
Sounds like Raid Shadow Legends, honestly.
Yeah. So they've confirmed as well that you will have featured fan favorites from Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, but they have not confirmed who they're going to be. But my guess is
All of them.
probably all of them eventually. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's the super ultra rare worth $700 Aragorn, you know, Return of the King edition.
Yep.
Yeah. It's it's a gotcha game.
Well, it's
Brilliant.
EA, so
Yeah. Brilliant IEA. Yeah. You're just you're just selling a different product under the same coat of paint.
yeah. Yeah, that is what it seems to be. But I guess if it isn't broke, don't fix it.
It's not a simple phrase to describe that because it is broke, but it's
It's not
working.
broke for them.
Yeah, I know
It's working.
it's working. It
That's why
is
they keep
broke,
doing it.
but it's working.
It's broken for us as consumers, but
Yes. Yeah. Gosh, I can't even imagine. Yeah, I was talking a couple weeks ago about that whole thing that my friend Jacob was so excited about how MLB the Show was like as about as predatory as League of Legends, which isn't great. He was like, "Yeah, it's you don't understand. We've come a long way." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that's still not good.
right?
It's still you still didn't just pay $60 for a game and get everything you got with it. Like, I mean, eventually, sure, maybe the mentality shouldn't be that we're just paying $60 for a game and it's done and we don't buy anything else. But like, I'm okay with the DLC aspect. I'm not okay with pay $60 for a game now $10 more for any team you want to play. Like,
No,
yeah,
no.
that. Oh my gosh, I did like, however, how Killer Instinct did it, and I think Killer Instinct was pretty cool about hey, it's free to play and we have rotating fighting characters, but like you can just pay $30 and get them all, and you're done. Like there you go.
Yeah, buy the game.
Yeah, or don't and just play the free ones. I quite enjoyed that. Even though I didn't play Killer Instinct, I quite enjoyed that model. Um, Now I actually liked watching Killer Instinct because I suck at fighting games, but they are interesting. So, to me at least. Although I do play Mortal Kombat and still lose a lot. Even Chance. I had like a good 3 weeks and then Chance started beating me. That's it. um, okay. So one of the shared stories we had was the Resident Evil 4 remake, which we alluded to earlier. Which now I know I said I don't want a remake that is simply the same game. However, Resident Evil 4 is enough of a game that I don't want to see a lot of change out of it either.
From what I read, they said aesthetically it's going to be the same, but they haven't revealed if there's what type of changes there's going to be to gameplay. Only that they wanted to bring it up to what modern gaming expectations are like.
Hopefully less. There are quick time events a lot in Resident Evil 4, and I hope those are gone, or at least better contextualized, I would say. So like you don't
I feel like they're not going to go away because quick time events are, I mean, that's a Telltale game.
Yeah, I know. It's just cinematic gameplay.
Yep.
That's my one complaint with Resident Evil 4 is the quick time events. Everything else solid. I hope they don't do things like not make it this goofy B movie level thing where like they're throwing one-liners at each other back and forth like a like like a freaking 80s movie. I love that about 4. I hope that doesn't change.
I mean, it shouldn't. If aesthetically everything is supposed to stay solid, that should also include kind of the vibe of the way that the characters are talking to each other.
Hopefully. Oh yeah, I never played the RE2 remake, so I don't know how. Now RE2 and RE4 are totally different animals though. Like they're way different games, but like
my husband played the RE2 remake, and from what I remember, there were some changes in terms of like which characters could access which items.
Okay.
But it seemed to me like it was just like a nice upgrade of the graphics and
right. Yeah.
It's like small changes.
I mean, this is to be expected with how well RE2 remake did and how they just did 3. Now I don't know. I don't think 3 did very well, but I don't remember a lot of people remembering 3 that well to begin with. So if you're remastering a game that was just sort of you're probably going to get the same response, just a bigger one.
Mm-hmm.
So, but RE4 remake with a lot of people has been talking about it, and the fact that it got announced at the PlayStation event this week, I think it's a pretty big deal. May or may not get it. I'm not a super big Resident Evil fan, but we'll see. I did like 4 quite a bit. 4 is my favorite Resident Evil, so I'd like to see it.
So this says release March 2023. And what I also read was PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. So not PS4. Which means it's going to be a clunky mess on the not current consoles for Xbox if it ends up dropping on there.
Right. Yeah, that does sound pretty sketchy if you're trying to play it on an older console.
Might not be too bad, but I feel like I kind of appreciate, like right now, if I go through the Microsoft Store, it will tell me games that cannot be downloaded on my console. It'll tell me games that can be downloaded on my console, but probably are not going to be optimal experiences. And then games that are compatible for both.
Okay.
So I still haven't played Cyberpunk.
Sure. Cyberpunk does sound like more your flavor of game for sure. Immersive sim stuff.
Yeah. I really want to play it. I don't want to be angry about it, so just gonna
Yeah,
wait.
I mean, Steve Pan's husband very much enjoyed it despite all the problems. So it was. It's a matter of opinion, honestly. Like I don't know. I was never interested. I knew it was an immersive sim from the start, and I'm not interested in cyberpunk aesthetic at all. So it was all just a big wash for me. It's like, oh, it didn't do well. I don't like. Sucks for them. I like CD Project Red. I like because I like the company, Good Old Games, same company, honestly. But they're just it was just like, oh well, I wasn't interested, so it's sad for people who were though. Like I very much feel for people who were very excited for this game, and then it just when they just yeah, it didn't go well. Um, so I don't have much else to say. RE4 remake. We already know about RE4. It's did you ever play RE4 yourself?
I watched my uncle play it. That was
Okay.
not one that I played.
I wonder what they're going to do to the mercenary mode. Um, if they're going to update or keep it that kind of deal, because that was the sort of like party game aspect of it. It's like how far can you get in the arcade mode? So I'd like to see what they do with that too. Because my buddy, I still meet with him every Tuesday for dinner. He was super into RE4, especially the mercenary mode. Like we would have days where uh, him and I and a couple other friends would just sit around his couch and just play mercenary mode for hours and just laugh our asses off at any time that we died. It was just fun. um, so the other shared one we have is Callisto, which is the Dead Space spiritual sequel getting a trailer. And
And a release. The release date is pretty solidly confirmed.
yeah.
Some more details. It's looking really good.
Yeah. Um it has some creepy looking visuals, that's for sure. Um like I am not a big horror fan, so we'll see, but I am interested to see like what they can do with this cuz it's always been a cool concept for sure. Like don't get me wrong, I like sci-fi in a way, but I don't one I just don't like space that much. Two, I really hate how all aliens are humanoids all the time, which really makes me mad about Star Trek. But
Well, these aren't aliens,
no,
though.
these aren't. No, they're quote unquote zombies, but they're infected crewmates, as far as I understand.
It feels a lot like this is going to be Resident Evil in space
Yeah,
because they're talking about like the corporation that owns the prison. I have a feeling that they were testing this biophage stuff on the prisoners, and then this is how the outbreak starts.
mm-hmm.
Because yeah, you're Jacob Lee, and you are an inmate at Black Iron Prison, and there's an outbreak that throws the whole colony into chaos. Callisto is a moon of Jupiter. It's
Yeah,
considered a dead moon. So I feel like that's also kind of a clever little play, like Dead Moon, Dead Space.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
yeah.
think I do remember that being a moon of Jupiter. Some reason I got really into learning about space for a little while, like this YouTube channel. It was just like, here's a bunch of pictures of different moons of Jupiter, and I'm like, this is cool. And I watched like hours of that one year, like just talking about all the things we know about the things in our universe and solar system. Space is cool. I just don't like when they put in boring stuff. It's like, hey, if you're gonna do this, but yeah, Callisto, I I'm mildly interested. I've always been mildly interested in Dead Space, but also not a big fan of horror because I don't like getting scared. So
I probably won't actually play this, but I will be pre-ordering it for my husband so I can watch him play it.
fair. I don't have a husband, so it's not gonna work out that way.
Yeah, yeah, it's one of the perks is he plays and then I solve the puzzles.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't.
Brains and brawn.
Yeah. I yeah, I haven't all of my when I was with my ex-wife, we did do games together, but it was just like she was like, "Oh, I want to see Legend of Zelda," so I'd play Breath of the Wild, but she'd be on her phone the whole time, so I just felt like I was just playing. Like there wasn't any input.
I pretty much just watch him play horror games that I know I'm gonna get too like frustrated or flustered playing it,
Yeah,
and I really want to enjoy the story because I love horror. I want to know what happens in the story. So
fair enough.
yep, I probably will be. So this one's coming out December 2nd, so I'll be picking that up. It's coming out on PS4 and 5, Xbox X and S, and PC.
We'll see.
So
We'll see. We'll see
mm,
how December looks for me. This is like a third string. Like I may buy it if there's nothing else going on cuz
just wait until everybody has sales like the week leading up to the new year, and I guarantee you could at least get it like 30% off, even
sure.
though it's brand new.
Yeah, no, I mean I waited for Dead Space to go on sale on GOG and I got it. I got it for like $5. But I didn't finish it either. I was just like, "Nah, don't feel like playing this." So, yeah, we'll see. Cuz this is a packed year still for me for games cuz November's Pokemon. I'm definitely getting that. Like just
Well, see, now with this co-op talk, I'm probably gonna get it as well. So I'll just play Pokemon while my husband's playing Callisto Protocol.
um
Like we gotta wrap this up because we've got some Pokemon to catch.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The the Monster Hunter game's coming out the end of this month. So, and I've got Starship Troopers coming out, and I thought it was going to be this next Monday, but it's actually the week after, the 15th. So, it's going to be the week that this crazy vacation I was supposed to go on is happening. So, I'm actually not working that week. I'm on a stay home vacation. Now I'll have the girls, so I won't be able to play a whole lot by myself, but I will get to play some Starship Troopers. So that's happening this month. Mario Strikers is Friday, and I want to play that. That's Mario Soccer, and I loved the first Strikers like a lot, so I'm getting this one. Hopefully, there's a way to turn off the super. I hate when they did this. They did this in the Wii game. It's like it's a cool, really good fundamental soccer game that I feel does better at the soccer fundamentals than something like a FIFA game. Like it's actually just mechanically so good. But the problem is you get these super strikes that are like, hey, it's worth like 2 goals if you do this tornado strike that is basically guaranteed to go in. It's like that just breaks the rules. Like I don't it doesn't feel fun. So if you can turn that stuff off, then I may be playing that for a long time. Like that was one of the few games that I played online competitively. Is Strikers. So and I did that on the Wii, and that's with the mechanics I didn't like. So I'm hoping Strikers is pretty good. So that's all this stuff is June for me, and then of course Pokemon's in November. But Monster Hunter is going to keep me entertained for a long time, hopefully. Hopefully, if they goof it up and have so little new monsters, there's going to be a problem. But
Well, I guess you'll have something to talk about then.
oh yes, I
Either way,
will.
either way.
Yeah, I can imagine it going from one of my favorite games of all time to dropping pretty hard if they if they goof it up. um, But yeah, that's all the news we had. I can't really remark too much on Callisto or RE4. Those are just like, hey, they're coming out. We got new stuff for them. But like, I am interested in Callisto. I am interested in RE4, but there's not much to say when it's just a trailer.
Yeah, if we get RE4, it will probably be on one of the many, many, many Resident Evil sales that they have on
Mm-hmm.
Xbox. But I will definitely be getting Callisto Protocol when it comes out.
Yeah. Well, this is definitely RE4 is definitely one of the games they talked about with the several Capcom saying they were going to have several titles before the end of the next fiscal year. The RE4 probably solidly in that.
There's also another, they announced one of the Resident Evil Village going on VR.
Yeah, I saw that. I really don't care
Mm.
for VR.
Yeah, I don't play VR.
My friend's been trying to get like I went the last time I went to visit him. He's like, "You really got to try this." I think it was the Oculus he has. And he's like, "You really got to try this," and I was like, "Sure." And I just avoided it the whole time. Like I just like, "Hey, let's go do this," or we did other things. Like, I'm not doing VR. I don't want to do it. It's too much work. I got.
I don't know. There's something about it too that it almost makes me feel self-conscious. Like I would want to be alone playing VR. Like
Sure.
I don't know. I don't want my eyes covered up around a bunch of people. Like I feel like it's like falling asleep at a party in front of people. Like someone's gonna do something to me.
Yeah, I could see that being a fear. I don't have I've slept at a party before. That's not a problem with me, but like I'm also a very much like very much different problem between a girl and a guy in this society too. So
Yeah, but that's another conversation.
no, it definitely is. Um, I just don't like the idea of VR. I don't want to be that immersed. Period. I just don't. I like to be able to respond to people if something's going on. Well,
I feel like I could get that level of immersion by just like moving closer to the giant TV.
yeah. Okay. I mean, it is kind of like having a TV on your eyes, as far as I understand. It's just super close and has haptic feedback. Is about where we're at.
I just feel like we're really damaging our eyes. Didn't they tell us not to do this?
You're right.
Don't sit that close to screens.
Right.
Like,
We're just ignoring it now and just going all the way. Make a headset. Oh boy. Okay. So I think I'd about wrap us up today. Is there anything you wanted to talk about before we head out?
um, no, I have not gaming news, but just like fun things coming out in June for streaming. Doctor Strange will
Mm,
be out June 22nd on Disney Plus, so I'm pretty excited about that.
yeah.
And Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe is going to be on Paramount Plus.
Okay.
So I will be renewing my Paramount Plus for another month because I got a free month of it with my Game Pass,
Yeah.
and so I've been watched Jackass Forever on there, and I've been watching Detroiters, and then I was just gonna let it expire and be done with it. But I definitely want to watch Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. I'm really excited about it. I loved Beavis and Butthead Do America. I watched it way, way, way too early, way sooner than I should have seen that.
Yeah.
But
I saw a really funny one of my friend groups, they really like Star Wars memes, specifically the prequels. So like the prequel memes are super big with them. And there was one that I saw on Facebook that I shared with them that is General Beavis, and it's just like Beavis's head just like glued onto General Grievous. And
oh my god,
and I was just like, this they'll like this. So General Beavis, let's do it.
I love that.
Um,
So yeah, I thought those were fun. Near the end of the month.
yeah, yeah. I so like to talk about watching stuff. That is something that I have been doing is watching a lot of things. Now still haven't put down yet, but I've been still tempted to stop watching the Star Wars Clone Wars cartoon. Because everyone's been telling me like, oh, there's so many good things in there, like Ace has. I was like, okay, I'll watch some more. And I watched like 3 more, and I'm like, I mean, it was cool, but like, what am I gaining by watching this? Like, I don't feel like, I don't know. It's like, do you want to see Jar Jar be more of an idiot? Like, really?
I mean, maybe.
I mean, it was amusing to me in the prequels. This it's getting a little far. Like, he gets like a council member killed because of his actions in one of the ones I just saw, and he goes, "My oopsie,"
Oh,
and he's sad about it.
my oopsie.
Yeah,
My oopsie.
yeah, like, but then like he's super sad about it, and then he gets all serious, and then like he destroys 2 tanks with his antics again. Like, it's just like the Invincible Jar Jar, the episode. Like, I don't. Oh, there's like, I get it. I get that there's cool things that they do, but I don't feel like the show is entertaining enough for me as an adult to keep watching 7 seasons of it. And now people are going to tell me to watch these episodes, but I'm the kind of person when I'm eating food, I literally finish all of one thing and move on to the next thing. It's just how my brain works. And I can't be like, I'm going to watch these episodes in this season and be done. I can't do that. I get like, I mentally can't do that.
I do the same thing. It's like slices of stuff. I usually will have like 1 or 2 shows that I'm watching that either the whole show is out or like the whole season is out, and then
Yeah.
I'll have a couple of shows that I'm watching as the new episodes come out. But I just finished Our Flag Means Death, which I'm obsessed with right now, and I'm joining a bunch of Facebook groups, shit posting groups, because I love memes and
Yeah.
I need more content.
Yeah.
But Our Flag Means Death is a comedy. It's basically just gay pirates.
Okay.
Taika Waititi is Blackbeard, and he's really finding himself in his older years, kind of thinking about retiring. And
Is it not different from like what is it, Stardust, where they have like the flying pirates and one of them?
I've never seen Stardust, but I'm gonna say it probably is very different.
Okay.
The main ship that you follow is a rich guy who gets bored with his rich lifestyle, and he abandons his family and has a ship commissioned, and
Huh.
he's very much like a fancy pants guy, does like never held a sword before or anything, and he has a ragtag group of pirates that he like kind of treats them like they're in a pirate union, and like pays them no matter what. And
Huh.
they run into Blackbeard, and it's funny. It's very, very funny.
Okay.
I cannot wait for the next season to start. It's on HBO Max.
Okay. I might check this out because like Stardust, they had I don't again I'm terrible with names tonight, but they had the captain was gay and he was trying to hide it from his crew, and it was some
Oh
funny
no,
stuff.
everyone's pretty openly gay.
Okay.
And it's kind of one of those. It's not quite steamy like Bridgerton is,
Mm-hmm.
but it is like it's a period piece with minus all of the racism and
Sure.
sexism and
So a
like
period piece,
anti-gay,
but in a
but with
modern
modern, yeah, but with
mentality.
like modern liberal.
Sure. Okay. It's Robert De Niro in Stardust that plays the gay pirate. I just remembered the actor's name.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's fun. He's that part of the movie is pretty funny. Um, it's a pretty sappy romantic story otherwise though. Um, which is okay. I like it. But I've been watching some of the Star Wars stuff, but I finished Creed, so I did all the Rocky stuff.
That's what I forgot. Yeah, I want to watch Creed before I go back to work next week.
Yeah, I did Creed 2. Um, and Creed 2 is the one where he fights Dolph Lundgren's son. Uh, so Rocky 4 again. That it was a really good movie. Um, gosh, like I can't, like, I was talking about this with my brother. Like, I cannot believe that I constantly forget that Rocky and the Rocky series are one of my favorite movies, because like they are so well done, and Rocky is such a well acted character. Like, you wouldn't think that Sylvester Stallone of all people would be like a really good actor, but like you watch the Rocky movies and it's there. Like, he does that character, and maybe there's a little bit of him in that, what makes it like a little bit more, you know, authentic feeling. But like, it's one of those things, you get to see character growth and development, but he's still a character. Like, there's thought behind who Rocky is in all of these things. There's thought behind who Creed is, in both the, early Creed and the new Creeds. Like Apollo versus Adonis, which Adonis is the new one. Um, like, I don't know how I keep forgetting about these movies, and they got to be up there with Jurassic Park for me. Like, I love all the Jurassic Parks, even the bad ones like Jurassic Park 3.
I've only ever seen the first two Jurassic Parks.
There, three is, it's like when they took a little bit of craziness to it. There's like, remember like that old cell phone ringer that's like like that really
Yep.
annoying thing. So they have like a cell phone, and a guy has it, and he's supposed to be like the one who has like a cell phone to get off the island, and they're stuck there. And
And you can hear it inside a dinosaur.
you hear inside of a dinosaur, and later on you hear in its poop. Like, like,
Okay.
it's a
I mean,
it's a crazy movie. Like, it is.
I'm a child and I think that stuff's funny, so.
Yeah, I think it is too. Like, literally you hear it from the guy inside the dinosaur, the guy back outside the dinosaur. Like
Well, now you know how to get the cell phone.
yep. And then
Problem solved.
I'm super excited for the new Jurassic World, which is like next Friday, or not this coming
Yeah, I
Friday,
noticed
but
all the Jurassic Park merchandise.
yeah, I mean, I talked about the burger I had last week. The Red Jurassic
They
Park
had
burger.
at Target, they had like actually really cool if people have kids who are dinosaur kids, they had like these big bean bags that had dinosaur spikes down the
Hmm.
back. They had big body pillows that were shaped like dinosaurs. They had like comforter sets and things.
Hmm. Nice. I don't have a Target near me for about an hour and a half, but would have been nice.
You can shop online for Target.
That's true. I can. Online is a thing. Hmm. Girls might
It
like
would
that.
be a lot better for me if I didn't have a Target as close.
Sure.
I have multiple very close to me. I have options.
Target options. That's good, I guess.
No, it's not. It's
uh,
not good.
I ended up watching The Northman, which is one of the newer movies that I really wanted to watch. So I just on a whim bought it on Vudu, because that's a dangerous thing for me, Vudu. That, like, because it's like 4K Ultra HD. Yes.
I I've been interested in that movie. Did you like it?
I did. It was not what I expected. I was expecting. I will say that I was expecting something like maybe Braveheart or something like that.
Hmm.
Um,
And you got something that was like,
it's hard to describe. I got something more like, uh, not Dragonheart, but like it feels. It's not funny. Dragonheart's funny. This isn't funny. Um, goodness, great! Like the new King Arthur, like
Okay.
like the one where they have I don't even. Why am I trying to say anyone's name tonight? I don't
It's
remember.
the one that's got the Sons of Anarchy guy in it.
Yes, him. Yes, and it has the really good music. I normally don't like that kind of music, but like they did a good shot in that movie of it going across the field with that music that they're the hard rock stuff, and I was like, this isn't King Arthur, but it fits so well for some reason. Maybe because it's the Son of Anarchy guy doing it, but like, I dude, I love that King Arthur movie. That King Arthur movie is amazing. It was like the second movie I saw in theaters by myself. First one was Godzilla 2014, and then like the next week I went to go see that by myself. That was fun. That was a weird part, like where my ex-wife was pregnant with my first kid, and we loved going to the movies together. That was sort of like our thing, as we go to the movies together. And we were going to go watch Godzilla, and we went out to dinner beforehand, and she was very pregnant, and she's like, I'm tired, I just want to go home. And I was super disappointed. I was like, but I wanted to see Godzilla like so bad. And then she was like, you know what, just take me home and you can go. And I was like, really? I can go by myself? So I did, because we lived like 5 minutes from a theater when I was in Dayton. Like there was a rave cinema that was like, I turn off of my road left and I drive for like 2 minutes and it's on the right. Like it was very close to me. So I went to go see Godzilla and I was super stoked. And it was like me by myself, another guy by himself, and a third guy by himself behind me, like a couple rows. And we all watched Godzilla, and it was, we were both, all three of us just like, yeah! Like, it was such a fun
That's an
experience.
experience.
Yeah.
I used to go to the movies by myself quite a bit when I was in undergrad because I wanted to cut class, but my mom was home.
Mm,
So like I need to kill a couple hours. So I'll go to the lunch matinee and
yeah.
it'd be like $4 for an IMAX movie. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Big old
That's,
thing of popcorn and I come home and mom's like, how was class? I'm like, it was great.
I
It was
loved
very
it.
relaxing.
They had a really big popcorn machine for some reason. Yep. So I watched The Northman. It was really good. Okay, well, I'll say this: I was expecting a lot more like big scale battles based on the way it looks.
Mhm.
It's very much a personal story, but there is battles. It's just very much more singular, focused on him rather than, I don't know. I expected some sort of war movie. Oh, it's more
Okay.
like Gladiator is a good way to put it. It's more like Gladiator than anything else.
Okay. Yes.
Gladiator's
I
a little
still
more
want to see it.
singular focused versus, you know, Braveheart, where it's about, him, not just his journey, but like his people kind of thing. I was expecting his people, and it's just him. Like, so there was that. And then, yeah, just been watching a lot of stuff like that. So, but next week we have a quiz to do. And
We do.
you still have the I Saw the Years. Do you need them again or no?
I have them.
Okay, I'll just
If
remind
you
the
want me to read.
audience. I've got it right here. So
Okay.
we're gonna do again. I know these are all repeats, audience, but 1996, I think
I thought we changed it to 97.
we did, and I didn't change it, which is a good thing I repeated it. 97, 2000, 2008, 2011, and 2016. So we're a lot more in that middle meat area where you guys do better. This might be a
I
little
have
more
totally
competitive.
different years written down than you.
Do you? That's
I
unfortunate.
do.
Did I write them down wrong?
Hang on. Did you give me the. Hang on. I'm going to go back because I feel like maybe you gave me May. Yeah. You gave me May because May was 96, 2000, 2008, 2016.
Okay, you'll have to tell me because I don't have the
Okay.
right one saved.
So June, you said, was 1997, which we
Okay.
changed to. And then 2004, 2009,
Yes. I remember 2004.
2013, 2009, 2013, 2018.
Yep, still in that middle area, meat area, which is where we're gonna
Yep.
keep it for a while. You're right. That was totally wrong. I don't know why that wasn't saved.
I'm glad we double checked because I would have been coming in prepped for totally wrong years.
Yeah. I mean, you would have known because I always announce the year right off the bat. You'd been like, "No, this isn't." I'd be like, "Oh well, I'm sorry. This is over. I did a whole week's worth of work, and this is what we got."
I almost think that would make it more interesting, though.
Yeah, maybe. Um, Hopefully Ace does some studying too. Um, Maybe he can take the title.
He's been stepping up his game. He might.
Yeah, he has. He has. We'll see if we can get another guest on. If not, we'll just do another 2-on-2. It's been really hard to get people on, but people are so busy with other things going on, especially a lot of people, YouTube people that I know. They're gearing up for Monster Hunter, so they're so busy doing videos and stuff. It's so we'll try. But yeah, those are what's happening next time, and I'm gonna save those and probably work on some of those tonight, just to be sure. So yeah. Alrighty. Thanks everyone for joining, and we'll cut it off here soon. Be sure to follow us at Hunters Hub Pod on Twitter. Ace wasn't here today at Ace Badger Gaming. If you want to see his stuff, and we're gonna do a quiz show next week. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And then after that, we'll do another wild card, which we'll have to figure out what that is. We've exhausted our dating stories, so we'll think of something else. And then after that, Sasha, you're gone for that week, so we're gonna do our Monster Hunter episode, and then that'll tie right into the next quiz. That'll be the July quiz after that. So like you're gonna do a quiz one episode, and then the next episode is gonna be another quiz for you.
Yeah. So I guess I have to pay attention to the years.
Yeah. Thank you for that, by the way.
You're welcome.
Alrighty. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for checking in. We'll see you later.
Bye.